Hi, I'm Jason, and this is the week 3 guitar video on 4th of July. Happy 4th. So, for this week, we're going over the notes on the 3rd string. So, I guess just to get right into that, I'm going to tune my guitar first, and then I'll go ahead and write down what we need. So, tuning, first string closest to you is E. The next one is A, and then D, then G, then B, then E. So now I'm going to go ahead and write down the notes that we're learning today on the whiteboard. So the notes on the 3rd string that we're learning today. Well, I guess before we do that, just to go over what we did last time. So last week was notes on the 2nd string, so that was B, C, and D. And before that, it was E, F, and G, notes on the 1st string. So E, F, G. Okay. So this one is just G and A. So on my little chart, these are basically the notes that we have already learned. And as you can see, we have the G string here, 3rd string, and it's really just the open string there and then just the one other note. And so to play the G, you just play the 3rd string, nothing to it. And then for A, you take your 2nd finger and you're gonna put it down on the 2nd fret of the G string. And the same rule applies to all the other notes. Just try to make sure it's on like the tip of your finger. Apply like good pressure down onto it. And then that's an A. And so the G and A written on music would look like this. So with the whole notes, whole notes last 4 beats. So the G is on this line. It's just above the line, the bottom line. It's just above that bottom line, and that would be G. And then A is just under the bottom space. So you have G on the line, and then you go up 1 into the space, and that's A. And then again, this would be G, and that's A, and then it alternates here, so it would be G, A, G, A. And so just playing this with the actual beats that they represent would sound like this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So you can go over that, just get used to like switching in between them, just go back and forth, G, A, G, A. So I'm just going to do this one more time. You can do it with me if you want. So starting 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And if that was fast, I can do it again and here in a minute, just a little bit slower. But you can just go over this yourself. You can count yourself just 1, 2, 3, 4. You can go slower or as fast as you'd like. So doing this just a little bit slower, it could sound like this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So now I'm just gonna erase this, and I'm gonna try to write down just a new little practice song that you can play involving the notes on the third string and some of the other notes that we've already learned. Okay. So the first exercise, all this really is you're just starting with G and you're going up to the G on the first string and then back down. So I guess just as an example, I'm not going to count for this, but this is basically what it sounds like. And then back down again. Okay. So again, reading all the notes on the staff itself. So on the line just above the one from the bottom is G, then up one into the space is A, up onto the line is B, up into the space is C, up into the line is D, up into the space is E, up onto the line is F, and then up onto the space. So this one is on a space, it's just above the staff, and that one is G. So counting and playing this, just basic 1, 2, 3, 4. So going at like a slow tempo, I guess. It would sound like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then back down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. So I'm going to do that just a little bit faster counting. I'm not going to stop in between the two measures. I'm just going to go up and then back down. I'm just going to count a little bit faster. You don't have to do this fast. You can count to yourself if needed. If you have a metronome, like an actual metronome, or just like an app on your phone or something like that, then you can just use that. So sound like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can keep trying that again. And so now I'm going to do this all without counting. I'll give you a count in, and a count in is basically just you count 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you stop, and then you continue playing at that tempo. Okay. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to go at a slow tempo, just so if you want, you can do it with me. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So that you can try doing it again. I'm just going to do that one more time at the same tempo. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Goes that. And I'm just going to do that one more time, but just a little bit faster. Just increase the tempo a little bit. You can do it with me. And I'm not going to count for this. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can just practice that on your own. I'm just going to do that one more time at the same tempo. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I am sorry, I messed that up. That's on me. Don't do that. So basically, just try to go through with all the notes. So I messed up, and instead of playing that E, I went down to a D, and that mistake is actually kind of common. And what I did is, instead of going to an open string, I kept my fingers on the strings, and so I didn't let go whenever I was on the F, and I instead just went down and played the D. So I guess to do that again. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And so I'm just gonna increase the tempo just a little bit more. You don't have to go this fast. Just go the speed that you feel is comfortable and that you can do easily. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And I did that again. So I know what I'm doing. So anyway, we're just gonna start that again. So I'm actually gonna turn on a metronome for this. It'll actually probably help me, and it might help you. So let's see. Okay. So right now I have a metronome set at 75 BPM. So I'm just gonna do it to this. I will not be doing it to the metronome because for some reason my app is not working. So anyway, so I count off 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. I actually did it that time. And so yeah, that's basically just going up and going back down. It's just all the notes. So I'm going to erase this now, and I'm going to put just another exercise that you can work on here. Okay. So, and this is the same thing that we just played, but since we just learned the G and A on the 3rd string, I figured I could just help show where all the notes went on the string. So take this off. You can pause it if you want. And so I have this, and so the red is, so any red notes is the notes on the first string, so that could be E, F, or G. And then the blue is 2nd string, so that'd be B, C, D. And then black is the 3rd string, which is what we just learned, which would be G and A. And so you can pause it on this if you need. Try to hold it up. So you can pause it on that. Just look over it, memorize that. So I'm just gonna play through it one more time, saying what string I'm on. So for the first 2 notes, that'd be on the 3rd string, which is G. So the first 2 notes is G and A, and then the 2nd string would be in blue, so it would be B and C, and then D. And then the 1st string is the red one, so that would be E, and then F, and then G. And then back down with the first string again in red. So that'd be G, and then F, and then E, and then down to the second string, which is in blue, that'd be D, and then C, B, and then back down to the third string in black. So that would be A, and then G. So that's that. So you can just look over this again. You can pause the video whenever I held up the board. You can look over that. If you wanted, if you had something to write down in or something like that, then you could write down what string the certain notes are on. So now I'm just going to go ahead and erase this and put down a new exercise for us to work on. Okay, so here we have our next exercise. So I'm just going to go through this and go ahead and tell you the notes and what kind they are and how to play them. And so for the first note, it's on the top string, so that would be F, and then it goes down one into the space, and that would be E, and then it goes down into the line, and that'd be D. Then it goes up into the space, and that's E, and back up to F, which is on the line, down the space to E, and then down to D, which is on the line just above, or just under the top one. And since this one is not filled in all the way, that is a half note, so you'd hold it out for 2 beats. And then for the next line, so top line, F again, down to the space, it'd be E, and then back down to the line, be D, and then you're going down to the other line, you're not going down to the space, but to the line just below that, and so that would be B, and then you're going down to the space, and that's A, and then down to the line would be G, and then you're going over, and it's G again. And you'll see how these notes, so on all of these ones, the line on them goes down, but on these ones, the line goes up. So it looks like kind of like a different note, but it's the same thing. Whenever they look like that, whenever the line goes up, that it's just showing that they're lower notes. So if the note is lower than B in the middle, if it goes below that, then the line on it would go up. But yeah, other than that, it's the exact same thing. So playing this, I'll still say the notes as I play it. So first note again is F, and that's an E. So the first note is an F, and then E, and then D, and then E, then F, then E, and then hold that D for 2 beats. 1, 2. And then on to the next line, be F, then E, and then D, and then you'll just let go of your third finger, and you'll just play the open string. It'll be B, and then A, and G, and then G again, but hold out for 2 beats. 1, 2. And it's fine if you make mistakes. If you've been playing for years, like for me, I've been playing for 6 years, and I'm still messing up. That's completely normal, though. Just practice, and you'll get better at it. So counting, just basic 1, 2, 3, 4 again. So at a slow tempo. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and so that would sound like this. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can do that by yourself. You can pause the video on this just so you can practice it. And remember, you can use an actual metronome or metronome app, whatever you have, and just go at a slower beat. And then if you feel like you're getting better at it, then you can speed up, but don't go too fast where you can't play it. So I'm just going to go through this one more time, and for this time I'm not going to count, I'm just going to do a count in. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And so personally, just then I made the exact same mistake again. So again, for that one, you just want to make sure that you're letting go and playing on that open string. And so again, I just didn't let go, and I immediately moved my third finger down, mainly because I'm used to playing songs that have that kind of style. So I messed up because I was used to that. So playing that again with the count in. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So now I'm just gonna pick up the tempo just a little bit. I'm gonna be counting just a little bit faster for this, and this one I am gonna count while playing this. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry. Okay. So I'm just gonna go through that one more time. So I'm gonna go through that one more time, and I'm just gonna count in. I'm just gonna not count for this. I'm just gonna play it. You can play it with me if you feel like. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So it was that, and then I'm just gonna pick up the speed just a little bit more. So I am gonna count for this. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And so now I'm just gonna do a count in. So, and I'm not gonna count while playing it. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And so, personally, I messed that up again and again. It is okay to make mistakes. Just make sure you're letting go for that open string. I know, like, sometimes it seems like you just like keep your fingers on the strings, but that's always not the case. So just one more time. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And so with that done, I'm going to go ahead and erase this, and I'm going to write down a different exercise for us to do. Okay, so this is our last exercise. So just going over the notes. So on the line, just above the one from the bottom would be G, and then up into the space would be A, and then we're going up onto the top of the staff. Technically, again, that's a space, and so that'd be G, and then down to the line be F, and then you go to the middle line, and that'd be B, and then up into the space to C, and then instead of going up to the line, you're going up to the next space above it, and so that would be E, and then you're going down to the line, and so that would be D. And then for the next line, you'd play D again, and then up to E in the space, and then down to the next space, it would be C, and then onto the line would be B, and for the last measure, you'd play F, which is on the top line, and then G, which is just on the space above that, and then you'd go down, not to the bottom space, but to the one above that, that would be A, and then you're going down to the line, and that would be G. So, saying the notes and playing them, something like this. So, you have G, and then A, and then G, or the high G. So, you have the G on the third string, and then you also have the G on the E string. So, again, with this, you'd play G, and then A, and then G on the first string, and then F, and then you'll play B, and then C, and then up to E, then D, and then you'll play D again, and then go back up to E, and then you'll go down to C, and then you'll play B, and then you'll go up to F, and then G, and then A on the third string, and then G on the third string. So this one is a little hard because you're starting with lower notes and then going higher notes and then low, high, and then it swaps. And so then you're doing higher notes than lower notes. So playing this slowly while counting, so we'll go at a slower tempo because this one is a little bit harder. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So I'm going to do that again without counting, so you can just hear what it sounds like, and you can do this with me if you want. So I'm going to just do a basic count in, and then I'll play it without counting. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's that. So I'm going to go through this another time, and I'm going to count for this time, and I'm just going to make it just a little bit faster. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to go through that again, roughly about the same tempo, and I'm just going to do a count in, and I'm not going to count. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So that was a little bit faster. And again, this one is a little harder, so you can go back to the slower one, you can do this, or you can go slower if you need by just counting, just basic 1, 2, 3, 4 again. And you can play that, you can pause it, look at it real quick. So I'm just going to go through this one more time, and I'm going to count for for the first time and then not count for the second time. And I'm just gonna make it just a little bit faster. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm gonna go through that for the last time, and I'm gonna do, like I said, the count in, and then I'm not gonna count. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And on one of those notes, you could hear like kind of like a weird, like one of the notes got played kind of weird. Like, try to see if I can do it. But basically what that was is I was playing a string. Whenever I played that string, I wasn't pressing down enough, so it made that kind of sound. I would show it, but I'm honestly not fully sure how I did that. But what it was my finger wasn't fully in the right place. It was slightly touching another string, and it basically made that sound. So just try to keep your fingers directly on the string, like arch your fingers so they go over all the strings, and it's just the tip of your finger touching it, so you can get just a plain note. Alright, so that was the last exercise. So again, you'll go over the two new notes, so G, and then A, and then the other notes, B, C, D, E, F, and G. And you can go back, you can go to all the exercises, you can play it at the tempo I have, you can count to yourself or use a metronome. Just look over them, try to like memorize where the notes go on the staff. And that's pretty much it. So again, just make sure to practice, go over them. Again, the two new notes that we learned was G and A. And again, G is on the line, not the very bottom line of the staff, but the one just above that. And then A is just above the bottom space. Okay. So, bye. Thank you. Make sure to practice, and it's fine if you mess up. Just go at your own pace.